I'd like to give a warm welcome to my viewers in over 100 countries around the globe. And thanks so much to Warren Buffett, Paul Polman, Martin Sorrell, Keith Weed, and especially a warm welcome to Paul Murphy at FT Alphaville. We did save Unilever. Send this video to them. FT Alphaville and I helped to save Unilever, one of the largest companies in the entire world. It's a really exciting story. We're pretty powerful, okay, and we can save the CEOs and companies that we admire. I wake up every morning, first thing I do is check my email from the Financial Times based in London, and I find out what's going on with my favorite companies. Unilever is going to be the #1 company in the world under the leadership of their CEO, Paul Polman. I'm Sandra Rupp. I was placed on the Thinkers 50 Guru Radar list for the world's top business thinkers. I wake up one morning and FT Alphaville has a story about Unilever and something going on with the stock as it relates to Kraft Heinz. Paul was working on the deal, trying to prevent it from happening. Sir Martin was calling Finsbury and saying, "What are you doing?" And basically, we all were able to help Paul, and stay tuned. First thing I do is I go to Twitter, because then I can read the headlines of about 25 global publications around the globe. Soon enough, I start to see these headlines that Kraft Heinz, which is owned by a private equity firm named 3G, and Warren Buffett are attempting to make a takeover of Unilever. Paul Polman's my favorite CEO. I can't let this happen. The best CEO in the business. I didn't even have time to record videos on it. I just had to take it to the comment section of the Financial Times and communicate around the globe about the importance of sustainable living. Unilever is the crown jewel of the consumer products industry. This is a multinational company, and they're based co-headquartered both in the UK and the Netherlands. And if I were Theresa May, I'd be fighting tooth and nail to keep Unilever headquartered in the UK. So I knew I had to get creative. First call I make, I go to a friend who is at a top hedge fund in New York. Now, he's not involved in the deal, so he can just give me some general advice on what was going on at 3G. He said, look, they're very well-regarded Brazilian private equity firm. When they go after something, they go after it, okay? Now, they're known for cost-cutting. We can't have Kraft acquire Unilever and then do all these cost cuts and destroy 8 years of a visionary strategy of the sustainable living plan. Cadbury, Schweppes, you name it. I know a lot about the industry. My father knows Warren Buffett. He helped him find his CEO job. So, the rep name carries a little bit of weight here. I thought, okay, I got to use all of my creativity, all of my integrity, and I got to take it to the internet. There was a lot of discussion among MPs. Theresa May got involved, and I want to thank all the people at FT who wrote those great articles on Unilever and Kraft Heinz, because on Saturday, Paul Polman met with Warren Buffett and Jorge, who is the head of 3G. There's something else that happened with one of my other Davos CEOs. Kraft Heinz had called up a PR financial firm called Finsbury to work with them on the takeover of Unilever. Now, Finsbury is owned by WPP Group, and Sir Martin Sorrell is the CEO. As soon as Paul Polman found this out, now Paul Polman really does his homework. He needed to protect Unilever, one of the most historically important companies in the world. Well, he sent off an email on Saturday night and said to Sir Martin Sorrell, what's going on here? Okay, well, Sir Martin, of course, said to Finsbury, we don't know if he even knew this was going on, but, he said to Finsbury, you can't work on this. I mean, Unilever is our biggest client. We do work for Dove and many of their 400 brands. So I'd be happy to be the executive coach at Finsbury. This was a big no-no. But Finsbury resigned as the PR firm for the deal, for Kraft, and that was the right thing to do. So they had to be replaced. This all happened on Saturday night. It was by Sunday morning, the deal was off. I mean, Warren Buffett realized that if he pursued this takeover of Unilever, there were going to be so many upset people. I mean, there was public sentiment. The UK government was concerned about this. I believe when we look back at business history, we will see this as a major turning point. Shareholders, customers, employees are now saying, we like Paul Polman's approach. We love sustainable living, and we want to save companies, okay? We invest in them in our 401ks. We want to have companies like this representing us and our needs, and we do not want hostile takeovers of companies like Unilever. Because how could we ever replace Paul Polman? I mean, it's pretty much impossible. Quite a unique person. When he was a young man, he was thinking about being either a doctor or a priest. But the way things work in the Netherlands, where he grew up, you put yourself into a lottery to be a doctor. He didn't get the right number. He ended up going over to Cincinnati to work for his dad's tire company over there, the office there. Got a master's in economics at the University of Cincinnati. The rest is history. He went to work for Procter & Gamble. I mean, where else do you go? The best company in Cincinnati, Procter & Gamble. You build your career for 25 years. You eventually run Europe. You get plucked by Nestle. You become CFO, head of the Americas. Unilever wants you. You become the only outside CEO at Unilever. I mean, to replace Paul Polman would be impossible. Okay, so I think what we need to do is work with Paul Polman for the next 8 years. We had to go into stealth mode, essentially, which is what we did. One of the things I want to do now is to work with Paul Polman and Unilever on communicating the importance of sustainability to all the investment managers around the globe. I mean, this is big stuff. We believe that sustainable business is a treasure trove of money down the road, okay? And when we invest in our 401ks, we want to have a long-term view, and we want the world to be healthy. We want to look at the environment. We want to look at, are our containers that we buy our products in, are they recyclable? Are we able to eliminate some of the things that hurt the environment? Are we able to have advertising that portrays women in positive ways and feminine leaders? Indeed, leadership can look like this. So now I want to make progress with investors. I can even carve out a new job for myself in all this. Just 5 quick things off the top of my head for Paul. Okay, and Unilever. Number 1 is I would sell the Hellmann's mayonnaise. Number 2, I think what we need to do is we need to put me on executive row, because I've got a lot of creative ideas. I think, I don't want to be the CMO. I don't have all the qualifications that Keith has, but I would like to be the chief creative officer, because I come up with a lot of really interesting ideas, not just in marketing and advertising, but also in leadership, human resources, different things. I'm a divergent thinker, as some of you know, a little bit of Albert Einstein and Princess Diana. So I'm a right brain, 80% right brain thinker, Paul, so watch out. Number 3 is we need to make sure that we educate the investment managers, not just the ones that own stock in Unilever, but also other ones, what the advantages of sustainability are in the sustainable living plan. I've done this once. It was easy. I stood up in a room of wealthy clients and also investment managers and pension plans, and I talked about the importance of sustainability and how it should be discussed on those quarterly conference calls of all major corporations. And I will tell you, there were so many men who came up to me during the cocktail hour and wanted to know more about sustainability. So it's always amazing to me the number of people, even those who went to top school MBA programs, who don't actually know all the definitions of sustainability. Number 4, what we need to do is to go to the McKinsey research and the Boston Consulting Group research. Look, I actually went to school with the former head of the sustainability practice at Boston Consulting Group, wonderful man, and I can get some more input from him, but we need to come up with really a detailed definition of sustainability to provide to all of the world leaders out there, as well as our investment managers, so that we know that we can really sell it, not just to investment managers, but also to world leaders. So number 5, get me to Davos, climate change, the Paris Agreement, the whole 9 yards with President Trump and Melania. I know we'd have a great time. There are a lot of important things we need to do, but this is just a starting point of what we can do. We are attempting to take Paul Polman from sustainable to flourishing. There's a whole book on flourishing business. Look it up. I've done another video on that topic. But I think what we need to do is to really do some, sort of glamorous videos on conscious capitalism and sustainability, get more people interested in it, especially some of those men out there who are the investment managers, the hedge fund guys, people managing people's 401ks. Now, I've got more ideas, but I don't want to give away the story here because I want Paul Polman to retain me or hire me officially. You know, I've been working with Paul probably for over 5 years now through videos. We took Axe ads from very controversial to Axe Peace. Would love to work with Keith Weed. It'd be an honor. So one of my dreams is to get to Cannes Lions one day and to be right there on the stage representing Unilever, Dove. We're persuasive, we're good communicators, we're good writers, and we save major corporations and CEOs. Yes, we're so happy to have Paul Polman at the helm of Unilever, right there on top of it. And I want to thank Warren Buffett for listening to us. You know, I did help get women into Augusta National through tweets and videos with the help of Piers Morgan and Bob Watson. So we pull out all the stops. We've been talking to Piers Morgan about maybe helping Paul Polman and I get more ladies to Davos, and we're even inviting Donald Trump in, President Trump. He did help me on Augusta. So we are the kind of people that like to work together with everyone and create a bright future for the world. I stated to World Economic Forum that investing in the feminine leadership style is the largest economic opportunity worldwide for my thought leadership on the yin and yang of leadership. So let's value those history majors and humanity majors out there in addition to the math and science ones, because some of us got top school MBAs. I went to Kellogg and I know how to make things happen. As some of you know, I'm an executive coach. In addition to being an anchor for videos, you can buy my latest DVD and video on demand right on Amazon.com. It's called Career Navigation, 7 Steps to Success. Subscribe to my channel at Career Expert on YouTube and follow my tweets at Exec Career Coach. And be sure to check out my Davos blog at sandrarupp.wordpress.com. So, I look forward to working with Paul and Keith and everyone at Unilever. And thanks for watching.